Hello and welcome to another episode of Ken Training, where we try to give you, the YouTube audience, the training that you need to tackle jobs like this on your own. Today's job is part of our stucco repair series where we're doing complete job start to finish. This segment is actually putting the stucco on the wall. Now when it comes to stucco, there's the traditional 3-coat stucco that you could use and that a lot of people do use, but today we're not using that product. We're going to be using a product called Rapid Set. The reason why we want to use this product, Rapid Set, is because it's paint ready in 2 hours, whereas a traditional 3-coat stucco, if you were to actually follow that process, you would need to wait a certain amount of days, like 7 days in between the scratch coat before you can put on the brown coat, and then a certain amount of days from the brown coat to the finish coat, and then a certain amount of days from the finish coat to when you can actually put the paint on the wall. So we don't want to wait a whole month for this project here in order to get paint on the wall. We want to get paint on the wall ideally as early as today or tomorrow. The project area is not much. Here it is right here. And you can check out my channel to see the complete series where I took this entire section right here and showed you why I demoed it out. I took it down to the studs and then built it all back up, putting the insulation back in. I also added this electrical outlet that you see right there. I'll give you a little zoom in on that. So we have some electrical that we now have out here. Didn't have that before. Today is a Sunday morning. It's first thing in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. There's just a light misting of water coming down. It's not rain or anything like that. But it's total cloud cover. It's a light misting. I think it's perfect to go ahead and put this Rapid Set on the wall because it's not too hot. It's not. I don't have the sun beating down on me, so maybe I'll have some extra working time. One thing about this Rapid Set, by the way, I have never used Rapid Set before. It's going to be my first time, so I'll be going through my own personal learning curve on this. But I'm hoping to have good results and also to give you enough ambition if you want to tackle a job like this on your own to go ahead and tackle it. Now, you only have 20 minutes of working time, which means that you can only mix up so much product that you can work with at once that you can get it on the wall and done in 20 minutes. Now, I'll show you the product in just 1 second here, but so I have to, and my dad actually thinks that you don't even have 20 minutes to work with. But with weather like this, I may actually have 20 minutes, but let's just say I'll count on 15 minutes of working time. So my mix time has got to be something like, let's just say 3 minutes, and then if I want a total of 15 minutes, that gives me 12 minutes to work with to get it on the wall and get it to the texture. We are trying to match this texture right here. Not sure what you call that, a skip trowel finish or knockdown or whatever. That's the type of a finish that's on the house now that we're actually trying to match. So I've never tried to do stucco before, so two things, I'm going through this complete learning curve here to try to figure out how to put this Rapid Set on the wall and how to achieve that texture finish. That's where the real artistry comes in. I have plenty of experience. If you check out my channel, doing bathroom remodels, mixing up thin set, putting it building shower surrounds and stuff like that. Working with porcelain tile, ceramic tile, and things like that. So I have no problem working with this type product. I got a little workbench area here set up for myself. And I've got the Rapid Set stucco patch here. Let me show you what I got going on. So for my mixer, I've got my 1/2-inch drill plugged in, just sitting in a bucket of water there. So this is going to be the bucket that I'm actually going to mix the Rapid Set in. Then when I want to clean off the mixing paddle and blade and everything, it just goes in this bucket of water. It's an egg beater type mixer. I'll show you the paddle in a second. And then I just have an extra bucket over here. For tools, okay, so that's my egg beater mixer that I purchased for this project. that I just got it at the Home Depot, and it's called an egg beater mixer. There's the spec on that. I forget exactly how much that was. Now I have some existing tools where I've got a flat trowel, and this here is a rubber grout float that I used from my other projects in the house to put the grout on the when I did a bathroom remodel. But I also have this tool over here, which is another coarse rubber float. Let me show you. And this one here is got a little bit of a different spec on it, where they call it a coarse rubber float. And just in case I don't get the texture that I'm looking for from this one here, this particular rubber float is a little harder. That one there is a little bit softer. So it's possible that I may need that to get the texture finish that I'm looking for. Now I don't have a scratchifier, which on a regular and I may not even need any of these tools, but in case I need a scratchifier because I need to do more than one coat, I figured I'd use this one right here. Let me see what the spec is on that. That one there is a quarter by quarter by quarter square notch trowel, just in case I need to use the notches to create a scratch finish. I may not need to use it, but just in case I do, there it is. This here is the rapid set stucco patch that we're going to be using, and you can see right there that it is paint ready in 2 hours. And it tells you the texture grit that it's going to produce, which is a stucco terminology 1620, which is kind of a coarse grit, which is kind of what I got going on here at this house. And all you have to do is just add water. So hydraulic cement product. When you open up the bag, the box, this is what it kind of looks like. So it's just the dry powder inside. And the ratio, when you go to mix it, now it tells you here that it's basically 4-to-1 ratio. So it's 1 part of water to 4 parts of the rapid set. Now I have different mixing tubes here of varying sizes. So I got small, medium, and large to figure out how much a product I want to make at once. Now I think I'll just start off with the medium one, which is nothing more than, what is it, a cottage cheese container. I had some cottage cheese, and that's just the leftover container. So I'm just going to start off with that one for my first batch till I get used to this. And let's see what else. Now on the instructions, they say that for mixing, you're just going to use clean water and mix 4-to-1 ratio, and then first place the mixing water into the bucket, then add the dry stucco patch and mix to a uniform lump-free consistency by hand or a mechanical mixer. It doesn't say anything about a slake time. A slake time would be if you needed to mix up the product in your bucket and then let it sit for a while. This doesn't have that, which would be like thin set when you're doing a ceramic tile or porcelain tile for your shower. Working with the tile product, thin set has a slake time of like 5 minutes or 10 minutes depending upon the product. This one does not. So apparently you can just mix it, put it right on. Oh, the thickness. You can go and make this product in one application from 1/8 inch all the way up to 1 inch. Now on my project, let me show you that the distance from my stucco netting. By the way, if you want to see my how I put the stucco netting on the wall, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Check out my videos on how to put the stucco netting on the wall, and also the building paper and everything. I got everything on my channel. And the distance from the stucco netting to the edge of the sill screed or weep screed, that distance is about 3/4 of an inch, which is going to be perfect because I want about 3/4 of an inch of stucco material on the wall. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll start in this section, which is in the back of the house, and then as I pick up some experience and get better, I can come towards the front and get towards this more trickier area, which has got that electrical box. So what I'll do is I'll mix up a batch, start back here, and come forward, and then see how comfortable I can get working with the product. For some personal protective equipment or PPE, I've got some safety glasses right there. I'm going to be using some rubber gloves right there, and I have a respirator, just not a respirator, but just a dust mask for when I mix up the rapid set. I can put that on so I'm not breathing in that dust. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is I need to mix up a batch. I don't have the luxury of having Jason behind the camera. I'm just a one-man show. So I'm going to do my best to show you everything, but I got to put the camera back a little bit while I go ahead and do this. If you know who Jason is, please leave it in the comments below. That's a trivia question. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in 1 part of water. There's your 1 part of water right there. Now, we want 4 parts of the stucco patch. There's 1 part, just not quite. Hold on. Alright, there's 1 part of the stucco patch. We'll put that in. Alright, let's put in another one. Now let's put in another one. So there's 2 in there. I need 2 more. There's 1. Should be 1 more after this. I'm supposed to put in another one, but I want to feel that, because that's feeling kind of heavy. No, that's still soupy. Kind of sticky. Too soupy. Got to put some more in. All right. I'm going to go a little light, just add like a half. let's try that and mix that up. All right, let's see how that feels. You see that? That's pretty good. When you take your trowel and go like that and go to a side angle, look how well that's sticking on there. I'm happy with that. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, we got our mix mixed up. It wasn't quite 4 parts of cement or rapid set. It was a little bit less, 3.5 to 1 part water. I'm gonna go ahead and start over here right now. I actually forgot I brought a brand new hawk just for this project. I never had a hawk before. This is to put the rapid set on. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. There's the model number on it right there, in case you want to get one of these. But let's see how this thing works, and let's see if we can go to town here. Okay. All right, good to go. Hopefully this sticker is not going to be an issue. Let's leave it there. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is take my mix like this, put the hawk down like that, use my margin trowel here. All right, let's start off with just that much and let's go to town. Alright, that was my first attempt right there. I can get the stucco on the wall to the thickness I'm looking for, right up to the drip edge there, but what I'm not getting is I'm not getting that textured finish to match the existing stucco. I'm not getting that. So I might need to try that. Let me keep trying this out and trying to get that texture down. I'm going to make another batch, but this time a little bit smaller. Alright, I mixed up another batch. It's just mixed. This is how thick it is. You can see kind of how creamy it is. When you go like this, you take a trowel, go down, go to the side. Slides off a little bit. It might be just a little bit wet. It's not bad, and it's going to set up in a few minutes anyway, so we'll just let that go. Let's get it on. All right, there's the second batch right there. I think I made that batch way too loose. It was just too much water. I'm going to make the next batch stiffer, and then try to start putting a finish coat on this to try to get the finish that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix up another batch. I think the proper ratio was the first batch, which was basically 3.5 to 1. I actually went a little bit too aggressive on my mixing and I cracked the bucket. So this batch is actually going to be the last batch out of that bucket. But it's all fully mixed, and I'm going to go ahead and install it and try to get a finish coat over there as well. So let me get to it. Alright, here's what I got so far. I kind of got a little bit of knockdown where I kind of, I guess did a skip trowel finish, and I got to let that set up a little bit, and then I'm going to let it I'll knock it down in like 5 minutes. Then hopefully it will kind of resemble this texture up here. It's going to resemble some texture, but like I said, I'm trying to get that texture. So we'll see how successful I am. In the meantime, I got to mix up another batch and get to town. Okay, my next batch is mixed up. For me, the perfect size is one of those water, 1 part water to 3.5 of the rapid set. So those are the size batches that I'm making. And I still have to knock this down. It's been setting up while I mixed this batch, so let me knock that down, or try to knock it down, see what the texture feels like, and then continue on with this job. Right, here's where we're at right now. Now starting over here on the top right, so I'm trying to create that skip trowel finish, and you can see how it's starting to cure out, and it cures out to like a whitish color. And then I'm just kind of moving down the wall here, putting like the first coat, and then I'll come back with the second coat in a second. Now on the bottom portion underneath the weep screed, so you can see that the foundation wall kind of has that like a cold joint there, and I put some sealant in it earlier, not today but on another video segment. And now what I want to do is I just want to put a little stucco finish over that, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the rubber sponge, coarse sponge, and I'm just kind of having it wet, and I'm rotating it to kind of produce that aggregate, to bring out the aggregate a little bit, so it'll be like a smooth finish. So let me tell you what I'm going for. What I'm going for is I'm going for the same look that's over here on this side. So under, maybe even a little bit smoother than that. You can see how there's like there's the weep screed underneath the weep screed. It's like kind of like a stucco finish, but it's not quite that same knockdown finish that's above it. It's a little bit smoother. So I'm kind of going for that over here, and I think I'm achieving it. You can see the difference before and after right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix up another batch and continue on with this project. Before I mix up that other batch, just let me give you some little details here. So this is what it looks like underneath where the wood is right there. I was trying to build it out, same thing, like 3/4 of an inch, but I'm just giving you the detail. So that's what that looks like. And then underneath where the weep screed is, this is what it looks like underneath the weep screed. So I'm just trying to keep that metal somewhat clean and give plenty of a drainage clean plane there for the holes, and just trying to show you what it looks like. I think that it over here is like perfect. Right there is probably just the exact finish I should be going for underneath. Over here where I noticed that there's a gap between where my finger is and the wall, I might want to just put a little bit more rapid set there, just to make that flush out to the metal, just like right there. So I will do that. So I noticed just doing this close up, that right there. So I'm gonna go for, this is the finish that I'm going for right here underneath the weep screed, just to trying to flush it out and then go down. All right, I got the next batch mixed up. Started to spritz a little bit more on us outside on the weather, but we're fine. And got the fresh batch. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the wall. Okay, here is with the next section of rapid set on the wall, and I just kind of roughed that up. I still have to go over that section, but we're getting close to the pretty much the final product is over here. And I also touched up underneath that weep screed, so you can see that where I just kind of brought it out to a smooth aggregate finish, like a 1620, I think is the number they use. Okay, so I still have to mix up another batch and continue on. Alright, I got the next batch mixed up right here, so we're good to go. Let's get it on the wall. You'll notice that I'm cleaning my tools in between each batch, so try to keep my tools as clean as possible. Alright, so here's that last batch. I got underneath the stucco wall, underneath the weep screed rather, really well. So all that's pretty much on this side is done 100%. The portion above is pretty good. I mean, I'm trying to get that knockdown texture or skip trowel texture as well as I can. It's probably not perfect, but for my experience level and job accomplishment, I think it'll come out acceptable. So I'm going to mix up another batch so we can get it over here on this side. Looks like I'll need at least a couple batches over here. Okay, the next batch is mixed up. Let's get it on the wall. Okay, that bucket's empty. I'm going to go ahead and mix up another batch. Okay, then that batch is mixed up. Let's get this on the wall. Alright, I ran out of product. I have to make another batch. It looks like one more batch will do it. Okay, I ended up making a full batch as my last coat here, so I want to get going on it. I'm going to try to give you guys a detail of the this section right here as much as I can, and let's get to it. Okay, that's the end of that batch. I got to mix up another batch to get my texture on here. So I'm going to mix up a small batch and go from there. Okay, I've mixed up like a half batch. I'm going to, I put some cardboard around that electrical outlet. I'm going to pull that out right now and get that sealed up. Okay, I didn't finish. I still have to make up another half batch, but I got underneath here really well. So that section there is looking perfect. Even the corner I think came out fine. So the underneath section is good. All this section over here on this side from here to there is good. This section from here to where that electrical box is, I just got to do a little bit of skip trowel finish to make it kind of texture out a little bit because the texture is just not right. So I'm going to make up another half batch right now. Okay, I've made up a half batch. Let's see if we can get this on the wall and finish this project. Give you as much zoom in as I can. There we go. Here's the final product, and let's just go over it in detail, starting from the left there. And I tried to match the finish as best I could, and once this cures out and I paint it, I think it'll blend in all right. But it's, with my experience level, it's just the best I could do. I'd need more practice to get it better. Here you are on this side, and give you a good detail shot of that. I think it came out good though. I'm happy with the results. This is what it looks like underneath. The corners, which are hard to do, I think came out good. Here's your detail on the corners. And let me give you a detail underneath the weep screed and the wood. Alright, here it is underneath the weep screed, just to see what that, just to show you what that detail looks like. Now I did leave this section here alone, and underneath this wood, I don't think I think that's going to be okay. If water needs to drain out, it can drain out there. It can drain, and underneath the wood, it's not trapped in there. So I don't think that's going to harm anything. When you look at it from this perspective, you don't even notice it. So that's, I'm just showing you what I did. And I keep showing you this. I think, like I said, I think I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with the way it came out with my experience level and everything like that. And here it is underneath the wood, just to show you what that there seam looks like. Alright, there's your final shot of the final product. Like I said, I'm happy with the results. Okay, that will conclude this segment of the stucco repair series, actually putting the stucco onto the stucco lath. Gotta tell you, this job is harder than I thought. I mean, I don't do it for a living. Guys like Kirk Giordano and Jason, who do this for a living, my hat's off to those guys, because those guys must be tough as nails, because I'm tired. I'm tired with just this little piddly job. I can't imagine these guys doing it every day, all day. They just, you know, must be really strong as oxes, I'm telling you. Okay, so let me go over some highlights of the job. I used up these 4 boxes. That was just some cardboard to put underneath the work surface here so the dirt didn't get into the stucco. There's a half box there, so the total job took up 4.5 boxes. My favorite measuring cup was this one here. I made up 1 cup of that to water, 3 1/2 cups of that to the rapid set was my favorite mixture to mix with my tool. I've basically, on most of the majority of the tools, was the Hawk, that coarse rubber sponge right there, and that flat trowel, and the other one's called a Mason. That tool right there is the margin trowel right there. Use that to get it out of the bucket. I did break one of the buckets with my mixer, so this bucket here is completely trash. That's going to go in the trash. The bucket that I used to make the rapid set in, let me show you the inside. Even though I tried to clean this bucket up as best as I could, this bucket can only be used now just for mixing up cement and stucco material. Oh, and then my favorite container size is this one here, which is 1 quart. One of those to 3 1/2 cups of the rapid set stucco patch was my favorite mixture. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click on like, leave some comments about jobs that you plan on tackling and what you thought of this job. Did I do it correctly or incorrectly? Well, what's your thoughts on this whole matter? Anyways, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Ken Training. Don't forget to click on like, that helps me. And that's it. I will, check out my stucco repair series to see the entire series on this job start to finish. This segment that you're watching now is just putting the stucco onto the wall. Now I have to let the stucco cure out 2 hours, and then I can go ahead and prime and paint the stucco. So that'll be the next step of this project. So we're still not done with the whole project yet, but check out my channel to check out the entire series. Plus I've got plenty of other content on my channel. That's it. I will catch you on the flip side.